Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 remains one of the biggest what-ifs in the history of comic book film, and every so often we get a little peek into what could have been Spider-Man 4. Today, we got the first look at the product, specifically action figures that would have been branded Spider-Man 4. So this was officially revealed by the creative director of Marvel's toy line that would have been associated with this, specifically from Christopher Metzger, who's been mentioned before. So let's talk about our first look here. So if you look at this, this is obviously the empty packaging for a figure that would have been featured in Spider-Man 4. It also, of course, features a color scheme associated typically with Sam Raimi, at least in terms of Spider-Man, but we can see that the push of gold and yellows isn't really here, and there was talks that they were going to get away from that and focus more on just blue and red as the dominant colors, and I think this obviously confirms that, or maybe that's just still an urban legend, and hey, this is kind of just leaning into that. Now, we'll also talk about the second piece in just a second, but how this comes about is essentially about a year and a half to 2 years prior to the film's release. The toy manufacturers are given early concept art and ideas of what to create. This is exactly that. This is what we're talking about. So this would have been the early mock-ups of what they want the toy company to produce. So obviously right here with the second one, you can again see another Spider-Man pose. And this one features a different design for the figure to be in. More than likely something that would have featured a piece of a set or something like that instead of just the figure itself. And of course, we still see that the Spider-Man logo is very much the same as it was before, just branded with a 4. And now if you look at the two side by side, you understand what exactly they were kind of going for here with the packaging. On the left, you got the standalone figure, nothing really else. On the right, you got the figure that's going to include something, I don't know, bigger wings for Vulture, or I don't know, Black Hats, whatever would have been in it. So there you go. It's really awesome to get something like this to kind of even understand that they were further ahead than we realized, because you got to understand this is a final design right here. This is what would have been handed off to the toy company to start making millions of these to be able to deliver for the film's release. And obviously, concept design of the actual characters was, well, completed to some degree because they were about to start shooting. So an interesting peek into what could have been.